Hi and welcome back to FindersBeepers History Seekers for the recap video from Northern Ireland, the Governor's House. You know what? I loved this explore. It was probably one of my favourites for a while. Like, don't get me wrong, I have favourites and different favourites. I know that makes no sense, but I have like big house favourites. I have like cottage favourites. I have unusual favourites, and this one falls into unusual favourites because it was a house that was lived in, but it was also somewhere to watch the prisoners, to be involved with the prisoners. It was just a very strange house, somewhere that you never see. You never see anywhere like this. I don't think I've ever, like with the treadboard thing, the treadmill thing, I've never seen anywhere that's had something like that before. Apparently you can get, there's one down in Devon somewhere, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But the place was fantastic. It was such an unusual octagonal building. It was so good. But before we go any further, I just want to ask, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Just click on the button, and if it says that you can't subscribe, just create a Gmail account and then you'll be able to. It's free. You don't pay anything at all, but it helps me out. And also, I'll be dressing up in a red dress in honour of Andy with makeup, going down to Leicester Square in London and doing a 2-hour live stream in the middle of Leicester Square. People can come and visit. It's not like a holiday home. People can come and see me, say hi while I'm doing the live stream, be on the live stream, whatever. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely chaos, but only if I hit 100,000 subscribers by the 1st of November this year. So we've got a hell of a lot to do. Like, it's 43,000-ish, 42,000-ish. So we've got a long way to go to get that number. But I think you can do it. I think between us we can sort that out. But I'll leave that one with you. But anyway, let's get back to the Governor's House.
Hi, and welcome back to FindersBeepers History Seekers. Now, I am in the middle of a Northern Irish city that I've been to before. This is the Governor's House. Now, this was used as a jail and also for paupers and poor people to go. How atmospheric does that breath make it look? Now, not only that, just round this corner, somewhere around this corner, is where the gallows used to be. And they used to hang people, and there's a couple of stories I've got to tell you about the people that were hung here.
Now, this place was built in the 1820s, and it was an add-on for the courthouse that's in the centre of the town this place is in. It was designed by the same guy that designed the courthouse, and apparently, I don't know whether this is true, apparently there's tunnels from the courthouse right under to this place so they could walk straight through. Now, the current guy that is apparently about to own the place, because it was up for sale for £40,000, this place, up until recently, and I think it's just going through change of contracts now. But up until recently, it was on the market for £40,000, and there's been talk about these tunnels going underneath. I would love to find those and go underneath. How amazing would that be? But the courthouse is still in use, so they probably blocked it up, or they're keeping it on the low so you don't get prisoners bombing out and climbing underneath or something like that. But imagine finding those. That'd be so cool. That would be such, that's the sort of mystery that I'd want to find. The secret things that I'd want to find is so good.
Now, I'm wanting to turn it round onto my own face and talk to you, but at the moment I just want to show you where I'm going, because it's all a bit spooky, all a bit freaky down here, not gonna lie. Looks like there's a hell of a lot of stuff in there, but we'll go in and have a look. I love stuff like this because I know what's gone off, and I probably only know a very small amount of what's gone off. So it makes me wonder what else has happened here.
But anyway, this place was built in the 1820s as an extension for that. They housed serious criminals in there, but they also housed people that were on the debtors lists, the people that hadn't paid taxes or they owed large amounts of money to people, and also a section for the poorhouse. So people that were just destitute, they lived there for short periods of time as well. Now, I don't know how many people it housed, but there was loads of buildings on that site that are no longer there. That main building in the middle was predominantly used for him to stay in. I know a couple of the rooms upstairs in that place had been used for prisoners at one point, but I think only as a short measure, like before things changed. So it's an amazing building. It's got some amazing history to it, and I'll try and put some links down in the thing because there's too much to go through. I'll try and touch on a couple of bits, but there's just so much history associated with it. It's brilliant.
Very awkward wriggling movements of my fat arse to get through that window. I don't know if I can squeeze. The curry before I came out was probably not the best ideas. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just hope I don't get stuck halfway because then I'm going to panic. Oh wait, it opens a bit more. That's not too bad now. But I don't know how I'm going to even push off in a minute. There's nothing to grab to pull me in. And it's slightly uphill. So my feet are lower than my stomach, but my head's higher than my stomach as well. So, no. I've just got to get the weight distribution right, which I think I've just done. But that now means... fucking hell, that hurts. Jesus Christ. I'm even more upside down now. That's the ceiling above me. I feel sick. All the food I've just eaten. I am now basically doing a handstand. I don't know what to do next. Oh my god. Oh my god, I feel stuck. I feel stuck. I feel stuck. Don't like it, don't like it. There's no going back down.
Right, so reading some information off here. The 8-sided building was the governor of the jail's house, and he could come out onto the platform and look down on the prisoners from above. The prisoners were kept segregated. Males were on one side and paupers and females on the other. A report made in 1876 showed 32 males and 16 female prisoners. He also noted one female committed in 1876 had from 90 to 100 previous convictions recorded against her on the prison books. Another had between 60 and 70. A third between 40 and 50, and 2 males had and 5 females had between them 20 and 30 convictions within the prison district. So they're all repeat offenders by the looks of things, which is a bit crazy. Executions were commonplace in these times, and many took place here, with bodies buried on site. I said that to you. A lot of people didn't believe me, I don't think, that they were on site. They were like, where are they? There's no graves. Because they were unmarked. They just shoved them in an hole. In later years, the hangings took place on Gallows Hill. The jail closed in 1902, and the house came into the private ownership in 1960. It's one of the few historical buildings left in the town and will be a good opportunity for property to return to public ownership. The potential here is massive to restore this piece of history and turn it into something. I really, really hope it does. Imagine turning it into like a museum, or even if it goes into like an Airbnb that's got like keeps the features, something to keep it alive.
Now, a lot of the buildings that were to do with this place have been demolished over years, and that's why it's so important, in my opinion, to keep this place alive and not let it fall to pieces. Like, it is going to start going at some point. It's a very sturdy building, so it's unlikely to just fall down. But to make it so it's not just a shell of a building would be great to keep it. Oh, look. Oh, looky, look. That's good. I like that wood. It's probably like a veneer, but it's good, isn't it? Oh, look. Oh, can we open this? Yeah, look, there's a little door there. Look. Let me try and move that bit of glass that's inside, because there's writing behind it. I've got to be very careful because this is very old. That's very, very old. Look. What's it say? American clocks, extra bushed movement. Jerome and Co. New Haven, Connecticut.
Right, so I've got a bit more information here. Some of it will overlap a little bit, but it's good to read some of these things out, I think, because it excites me as well. The house held 3 bedrooms, 2 reception rooms, and a boardroom. So that gives you a bit of an idea of what it looked like as well. And a boardroom which catered for the family of the governor. The vaulted basement, so that's where we went down to, in the house, was primarily used to store perishable goods for use in the jail kitchen, which was added as an annex to the house itself.
I'm not sure. And you've got a Hoffman piano. I seem to remember someone saying a Hoffman was quite a good piano, but maybe I've made that up. Maybe somebody said it was a terrible piano.
During the governance of George Mason in 1873 to 1881, it is reported that prisoners were treated to the faint sounds of his wife, Matilda Mason's piano in the later hours of the evening. All the prisoners would have been singing along. This is interesting. According to the last resident, Alan Dodds, the ceiling plaster before his renovations were made from lime, ox blood and camel hair. Where the hell were they getting camel hair from in the 1820s? Like, just bomb over to Egypt, get a couple of camels and bring them back over. Seems a bit odd. Why wouldn't they use horsehair? The jail was originally located within the old courthouse, and in 1787 had 19 felons and 16 debtors. Many were held in jail until their families paid their debt. It was moved to the present site in 1796 and was extensively rebuilt in 1823 by the same architect, John Hargreave, who designed the present courthouse. People were rarely sentenced to long periods of imprisonment, so they weren't in there long. But the other options, the things that they did instead, was the death penalty, so hanging, or transportation to Australia. So I just wonder how many of my Australian viewers out there are related to one of these people that were shipped off to Australia. You just never know, do you? Or you might live down the road from his great-great-great-grandson or something. It's mad, that.
This place is fantastic already, and this is just the shed. Imagine. I'll tell you a bit more history about this place in a second. Right, I've just noticed something. As I was about to walk away, there was writing on there, look. That's definitely a WH. Is it an I? T? It's not white. It's too many letters. Wait a minute. This is awkward. Right. Oh, that's an L. That... Is it Whittle? I thought it said, like, lady, but there's no Y there, or lad. And then... Oh, I don't know, because that doesn't look like Whittle. Right, going back to that little shed outside, and we couldn't work out what word it said on it. And I thought it said lady white. It actually said tread wheel. Now, can you work out what that was? Because I know. So basically, where do you think you get treadmill from? The tread wheel. And it was a form of punishment. Now, I don't know whether it was used as like labour, you know, like to produce, I don't know, it wouldn't be to produce electricity, surely. But I think it would be more of a punishment. I feel like I've seen something on a TV programme based in Victorian times, where they had to go on like a tread board thing for like 12 hours at a time. And that's what that was. I'm going to do some more research on that when I come out of this place, because I would like to know, or if you guys want to tell me what a tread wheel is and what it was used for.
If prisoners broke the rules, they were given a period of time on the tread wheel. This is what we saw. And it was used to pump water for prison use. So we know more stuff now. I wasn't sure if it was just for the purpose of like doing their heads in and something they'd done wrong. In 1830, the governor, William McKinney, was charged with using both wardens and prisoners as labourers on his extensive farm. So you're getting him to do his own work. That's bad. There was a favourable report in 1876 about conditions within the jail, but although built for 200 prisoners, there was only 32 males and 16 females. So they were supposed to have 200 people in there, but they had like, what, 48 people in there. So no wonder the conditions were good, because they got all that space. The governor's house has a gallery at the first floor, so he could inspect each part of the jail without leaving his house. Lazy get. Oh, the census in 1901 has the chief warder as William Andrews, born in County Meath, as resident. His wife, Ellen, born in America, was a school teacher, and they had 7 children. It's because they never left that bloody house. They were just having a bit the whole time. Probably on that balcony, watching the prisoners, like, having a go. Naughty. Only one warder is listed in the 1901 census, John Skillen, with his wife Jane, who is the matron. So there's loads. Like, I'm telling you now, there is so many different things. There's a big story about the policeman who attacked and killed the guy in the bank and took all the money away, and then he was the main policeman on trying to work out who it was. There's so much history to that place. I could go on and on and on and on, and it is really, really interesting, like so interesting, and it's worth doing a bit of research for yourself and having a look into it.
Right, editing back again. So while I've just been editing this and getting some photos, I happened across a very, very nice lady called Abandoned Northern Ireland, or Abandoned NI, on YouTube. I'm good friends with her. She's really, really nice. She's helped me out with locations in the past, including the one that I was filming. So I've just had a look at her video, and there was a little bit about Montgomery. I think it was called Montgomery, the policeman. And it's really, really interesting. Go across to her video. I will try and link the video down below. She's been in since the new owners have been in. And basically, she tells a story about the policeman and when he was hung, and it was £1,600 that he stole. He was the only Irish policeman ever to be hung. It's really, really interesting. So make sure you head over to her video. Say that you've come from FindersBeepers as well, because she's really, really nice. And like I said, I'll link her channel down below and the video that she's made.
Somebody sent me stuff about the tread wheel, showed me examples of what a tread wheel would look like and how it would work. So that was really good as well. Something that I didn't really know anything about. I knew of them, I think. I'd seen a TV programme where they had to go on them, like reconstruct what it was like in a poorhouse in the Victorian times. And I'm sure they had one then, but I didn't really know much other than that. It's just interesting. I just think it's a different time, different place. God, they wouldn't let them do it these days. They give them a PlayStation instead in prison, rather than making them walk up on a tread board thing. Bizarre.
I'm back again. So I've just been looking at tread wheels and getting some photos together, and I've found out that in Wicklow in Ireland, they've made one, they've reconstructed one, and it looks horrendous. I thought it'd be like a big hamster wheel, but it's like it sort of disappears underneath you. You've got to keep on it, otherwise you're gonna fall and like kill yourself. It's awful. Looks really, really uncomfortable. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that. Right. Let's make our way further round. See, I like all the little things looking at things. Maybe not so much planes, because I'm not into woodworking and stuff, but I do like seeing the old, because things like that often are worth a bit as well.
Now, there's a couple of you that commented on the wood plane things that I was looking at. Some people saying they didn't realise they were worth a lot of money, because they can be, some of them. Some people saying they're worth a lot of money, and some people saying that they wish they had them. It's not something that really interests me that much, but I know there is a lot of people that love stuff like that out there, and this is why I try and show as much as I can. Even if it doesn't really interest me so much, I'd rather show it, because I know people have different interests and different things that they like. Excuse me. Like I like food. But it's always nice to try and show as much as I can, because I think that if we were there together, all of us, God, we won't fit for a start, but if we were all there, we'd pick up different items and look. And it's not really fair for me to decide what we look at and what we ignore. Sometimes it's impossible to look at everything, but I try really, really hard. Also, I shouldn't really be doing this because it's making people go to someone else's video, but he's a good lad, Dave. Abandoned World Explorer went to the same location within days of me going there, and I didn't realise he'd been. I had no clue he'd been. And we both put our video up on the same day. So if you want to go across and look at Dave's video, Abandoned World Explorer, no doubt he'll not promote my video, but I like him enough to promote his. Go and check out his video, because he might show... I haven't watched it, if I'm being totally honest. Because I never watch any exploring videos, ever, like none. But go over, check out his video. You'll see a totally different approach, a different sort of explore. And you can check it out and see what you think of his style of doing things, and he might show you extra things or different things to what I have. So go over Abandoned World Explorer on YouTube, go and check out his videos, check that one out specifically. Anyway, I'm going to go. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I haven't really gone into probably as much as I could, but I just wanted to read a couple of things out, and I want you to have a look and see what you can find. I hope I've managed to use your comments. Don't forget, keep the comments quite short, because then I can fit them at the bottom here, because otherwise it's like over my face, and we know how pretty I am, and I don't want to cover that up. So, so make it quite small at the bottom. Right, love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.